You've just stepped into the only place where Hornets sting, Panthers growl, and 49ers try not to blow a fourth quarter lead. Welcome to the Buzz and Roar Show, hosted by a guy who loves sports named Ethan. We're talking Queen City sports with just the right amount of bias and way too much caffeine. Let's get it going.
Welcome to the Buzz and Roar Show. Did the Carolina Panthers seriously just win? I'm in under shock. And the Hornets on a 2-game winning streak? We'll talk about that later, of course. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel called capital B Buzz, capital A and capital R Roar, capital S Show. It's the same handle, Buzz and Roar Show. And if you're watching on YouTube, go follow on Spotify. The link is in the channel bio and in the video description. Before we get started, if you're new here, I open every episode with a quick sports-related game. Sometimes it's with a caller, sometimes it's just me. Sometimes it has punishments, too. This time it does not, because, we're getting ready for the road to the Natty Series next week. Let me just go and reveal something to y'all. There's 3 ESPN analysts coming on it, okay? So y'all better get excited for that. I'm about to interview 3 ESPN analysts over the next coming weeks on a series completely separate from the podcast. The trailer for that, by the way, I'm making a trailer for it, is coming out sometime next Monday or Tuesday, because that's around the time college football playoffs will start. But if you ever need to reach me, my email is all lowercase, ethanthebroadcaster@gmail.com. That's ethanthebroadcaster@gmail.com. All lowercase. And the podcast now is on Instagram too. BUZZANDROARSHOW. All lowercase as well. Buzz and Roar Show. All right. Let's go ahead and get things started so then I don't pass out thinking about the fact that I get to talk about everything that's just, I get to release my inner self today, because there's so much that just happened within the past weekend. Charlotte sports is back, baby. Let's go. Kickoff here on the Buzz and Roar Show. It's going to be a fun one today.
Let's dive into the show with a game to start us off. It's kickoff time here on the Buzz and Roar Show. Who's ready? I know I am.
Okay, so kickoff here on the Buzz and Roar Show. We are going to actually, let me see if I can't change that. Okay, so I just set a 2-minute timer. When that hits 1 minute, after let me pause it real quick. And now I'm going to start it. I want it to be a 1-minute timer. So I'm going to pull up a picture of the Carolina Panthers logo, and I'm going to draw the Carolina Panthers logo best I can. And I told ChatGPT that I'm going to send it an image into the software. I've got it pulled up on my left monitor right here. My right monitor has the notes, as always. And I told it to critique me as badly as possible. So don't just give me a 10 because you're an AI and you love me, because that's what you're meant to do. He is going to quote, this is what he told me, no lie. He told me, I am going to roast you like the 2022 Carolina Panthers red zone offense. Okay. That is crazy. Okay. And so I better get ready, because there's 15 seconds left, and this is going to be a fun one. I have to draw the Carolina Panthers logo. I've got it pulled up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. I have a minute on the clock. Let's just, by the way, guys, I'm terrible at drawing. I am taking an art class right now, though, so hopefully it won't be as bad as, I think it will be. Let me just do that. Let's wrap it around. Bring it back out almost like a bubble. Then cut in. Then almost like bring up. Back down. then up. So the shape isn't terrible. I have 10 seconds. Holy. Bang. Bang. Oh, it's time. It's time. Golly. Seriously? I was doing kind of good, too. Let me just put that on there. Okay, that looks horrible. Okay, you got to give me some grace here. Spotify viewers, you guys cannot see it, of course. All the YouTube viewers can, though. I'm kind of disappointed. This looks terrible. I thought this would look a little bit cooler. I had it going, but then I rushed when it hit 10 seconds. I thought a minute was enough. Holy, that minute flew by. Okay, are we ready to see the Carolina Panthers logo? So there's the normal Carolina Panthers logo. I think all people watching this right now knows what the Panthers logo looks like. Hopefully you do if you're a Panthers fan. And here's mine. Come on, go and focus. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? They should do that for the rest of the season right there. Oh, yeah, baby. No, at Spotify, it looks terrible. Just, you're going to have to trust me. Hey, this is kind of like a plug to go check out the YouTube, though, because that's a little bit more important right now in my mind than the Spotify. So, and I'm posting there weekly. Oh, man, though, that looks horrible. I'm trying to get it to focus just a little bit better. It's because the light from the monitor won't focus very well. That's hilarious, though. I apparently cannot draw as well as I can, but I guess we're going to have to send this into ChatGPT. He just said I'm locked in and ready to roast. When's the picture coming in? That is, golly. The curve right here. Like, the curve right here. Like, why? It's just like... And then the face, like, it was getting there, but, like you'll see the gist, right? Okay. I'm kind of terrified, but I guess we're going to go and go. And also, on top of him roasting me, he's going to give me a 1 out of 10 ranking, so hopefully it's not that bad. I told him don't just roast me on purpose either, so, like, he's going to give me a 10 out of 10 if it does decent. Okay. I'm going to read you the exact message that he just sent. That's crazy. Okay. All right. This is quotations that ChatGPT just sent back. All right. I promise to be honest, so here it comes. Roast mode activated. Bro, this Panther looks like it just found out the 2001 Panthers went 1-15 and hasn't emotionally recovered since. It looks less like a big, terrifying jungle cat and more like a sad ferret that lost a fight with a Roomba, a seal that's trying to cosplay as a panther, the logo drawn by someone describing it over the phone while skydiving. The logo, it looks like I drew it by someone describing over the phone while skydiving. That's great. The eyes they're giving, I haven't slept since Frank Reich got fired. The mouth, why does it look like it's trying to swallow a bundle of spaghetti and the spaghetti is winning? Oh my goodness. He's kind of right, though. I didn't realize that at all. The whiskers, those are not whiskers. Those are help me, I drew this at 2 a.m. during finals week lines. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I mean... the head shape, my boy, that's a Dorito with depression. That's crazy. That's crazy. I can see where he's saying that, but a Dorito with depression? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, he said rating 3 out of 10. I'm giving you points because I can technically recognize it as an animal. The effort is there. It genuinely made me laugh, and that counts for something. But, oh my goodness. He just roasted the entire country of Canada right here. He said, but as a Panthers logo, that thing would get the franchise relocated to the CFL. I'm done. I quit. This is crazy. What? What? Golly, I didn't mean for you to go that hard on me. Golly. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's oh my goodness. That kind of hurt my feelings a little there. Like, golly, you didn't have to roast me that hard. I mean, I told you to, but like, I mean, did you really have to do all that? You know, like, jeez. Anyways, I mean, golly, I guess we can go ahead and just go to the next segment, I guess. Golly, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm gonna ask it to generate a Panthers like jersey with that. That's funny. Anyways, let's go to the next segment. That's a crazy roast right there. Holy, it's like a roast battle. I could not get him back either. Okay, let's move on to the next segment. Some breaking news for the Charlotte Hornets. Some of y'all may have heard it. Some of y'all may not have. I've been talking about that we probably should have been doing this for a while, but we'll talk about it in like 30 seconds when this segment cue ends. Let's go to the huddle.
Come on, Buzz and Roar fans. Let's all huddle up and review some breaking news for this week's Charlotte sports teams.
Okay, so breaking news for the Charlotte Hornets. So a while, I don't know if it was last week. I don't know. I don't even know if I've said it on here, but I know I've been telling all my Charlotte sports supporters and fans around the league. I mean, I commented it on this guy who just followed the Buzz and Roar show on Instagram. It's a Tijon Salon fan page. He might be watching this. Shout out you if you are. I would have to look at his username, or I can't actually shout him out. But, so Tijon Salon has just been called back up to the NBA, and I've been saying that we should for the past couple of weeks now, or for about a week. I mean, I don't exactly remember how long he's been sent down, but he started the season not great for the Hornets, so they sent him down, and ever since then he has been balling his mind out. And I mean, you have to admit it, he really has. He has been going absolutely insane. Let's see if I can't find that fan page and just look at his stats real quick, because he has been going crazy. Okay, I just found his thing. So he had 23 points and 4 3-pointers. He had 20.6 rebounds, 3 assists. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 6. I mean, he's averaging like 23 points a game, like 9 rebounds, 3 assists every single game, no matter what. And I mean, that is very impressive. Whether it's in the G League or the NBA, that is extremely impressive. And I mean, he deserves to be called back up, but how much of an impact will he really have? Well, I think he could be getting some playing time tonight, okay? He's going to be in Brooklyn with the team today at 7:30. This will come out about 30 minutes after the game starts, so we'll find out together. But, you know, I think Tijon Salon is going to get some playing time, especially for how much he just balled out in the NBA. But I don't know for sure whether or not, if I believe that he will actually play as many minutes as all these Salon fans want him to, if that makes sense. I feel like we're in such a good position after 2 straight wins. I feel like if I was Charles Lee, I would tell Tijon this. I would say, listen, our rookies are doing great. Con Knipple just got a buzzer 3 at the end. LaMelo, actually, we'll talk about him in a minute. That was crazy. He got pulled and we still won. Yeah, pulled. We pulled him. That's how bad he's been doing. That's besides the point, though. And, you know, I just feel like I tell him, you know, we're on a hot streak right now. And so do we as a Hornets franchise want to risk ending the hot streak? And this is not pity talking Tijon Salon at all. This is just saying, do we want to even take the risk, or do we want to just play him limited minutes, get him on the court 1 or 2 times, get him back in the rhythm of the NBA? Then when we get to, when we get to like 2 or 3 games of him coming back and he does show that he is back in business, then maybe we can start playing him a little more. But Luke Cockbrenner's doing great at that position. Sion James is doing great at that position. All of these guys are doing great at that position. So, and I feel like just these he is a bigger guy who we could use, but do we want to use him instantly is kind of the question. I feel like we're not going to use him instantly. I think we are going to use him, but the question is just, do we want to use him like right off the bat, just at the snap of the fingers, or do we want to just let it all play out and just see what we can do without him, even if he is in the NBA's official roster? I think that's the kind of situation we're in at the moment. I think we could possibly just kind of let it play out at first. Then in a couple weeks, of course, maybe not a couple weeks, maybe this week, just not this game, that's when we would say, okay, like if we lose this Brooklyn game, that's when I would start saying, okay, maybe we can give Tijon some playing time, but that's also another situation. Do we give him much? I feel like his playing time all depends on if we beat the Nets today or not, because I feel like a lot of this playing time and just a lot of his abilities is not, from what I've seen, a big factor in the past 2 wins. I feel like the reason he wasn't doing much at first is because he wasn't really out there playing the style Charles Lee likes in a way. Okay, and I'm not saying, once again, he can't adjust. I'm just saying I feel like that's one factor. I feel like Charles Lee likes a fast-paced 3-point thing. Tijon Salon likes giving screens, hook shots at the free throw line, getting to the free throw line from the paint. And he ain't that big of a power forward, but he is a pretty big power forward, and he really could be used at that spot. But once again, do we play him now, or do we play him 2 games from now a little more? Or do we do like I said, which this is what I recommend, but of course I'm not Charles Lee, so I can't tell him what to do. Neither do I have Charles Lee's phone number. But I expect, if I'm Charles Lee, to kind of just let it play out right now, but then after about a game, 2, maybe 3 games, that's when we start saying, okay, Tijon played really well. Let's just go out there and let him play. Tijon played really well in those 3 minutes we gave him. Let's go out there and give him his normal minutes that we used to give him. Let's see what he does. And that's when you say, if he does great, then that's when you play him his normal minutes full time. But yeah, I don't think you just bring him in full time until you guarantee it, because I have not seen 2 straight wins for the Hornets in a while. At least I do not remember it. And I get that sounds stupid, but I really don't remember the last time we've won 2 straight. It's crazy. So I just feel like you got to keep the momentum flowing, but also not make Tijon Salon mad, and also you got to balance everything, okay? That's one factor. That's kind of a key word of today, especially with the Panthers. We'll talk about that in a minute. But like a key word for everybody I'm about to talk about is balance. Balanced, okay? And then I guess this isn't really breaking news, but I'll cram it in here just really fast. Let's go and overview the season for the Charlotte 49ers football team. I was going to put it in the next segment, but, I'll go and cram it in this one real quick because, it's easier, and this kind of is breaking news. So we finished the season 1-11. Let's just go over the wins and losses. There's one win, of course. Week 1, we lost to Appalachian State 34-11. Week 2, we lost to North Carolina 20-3. Week 3 was our only win. We only beat Monmouth by 7. Week 4, we lost to Rice 28-17. Week 5 was our bye week. Week 6, we lost to South Florida 54-26 after, basically being tied with them the whole game. Week 7, lost 24-7 to Army. Week 8, we lost 49-14 to Temple. Week 9, lost 54-20 to North Texas. Wait, no, that was the one that we basically won. We're winning the whole game, and then they came back. South Florida, we just lost. ECU, we lose 48-22. UTSA, we lose 28-7. Georgia, we lose 35-3. Tulane, we lose 27-0. Now, it's really slow growth, but if you really watched the games, if you are a 49ers football fan, and if you're listening to this podcast for 49ers football stuff, I will say this. My take on it is this. We did actually grow a tiny bit about it. See, if you listen to my interview with TJ Pittenger, College Football Addiction, that's another shout out that I just gave him a while back. I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We talked about Charlotte 49ers football. No, it was 3 weeks ago. We talked about Charlotte 49ers football. And I mentioned the fact that what do we want to see at Georgia and at Tulane to finish off these last 2 weeks of the season? And he said we want to see growth, and that is a very expecting thing. Now, although we lost 35-3 and lost 27-0, and this is going to sound crazy, but those 2 games showed our growth throughout the year. Because instead of losing 80-0 like everybody was predicting, we lost 35-3, actually picked off their starting quarterback and looked pretty decent. Even though, of course, we aren't going to win, we still looked pretty average for how bad we have been that whole year against Georgia, who is about to compete for a national title. Then, of course, Tulane, they're also in the playoff race. They're 10-2. And they finished off this season at a rivalry matchup, and they won 27-0. But, that's another ranked team that we held to under 40 points. And once again, you think about it, and you're like, okay, under 40, but you don't score but 2 or 3 or 7. But if our defense holds off just a little bit against those ranked teams, and we can get the offense going next year, then that shows a little bit of hope. That shows a little bit of success. It shows that Tim Albin might have figured something out by the end of the year, because it shows that we could not execute on offense, but by the end of the year, we kind of figured out how to play defense. Okay? Of course, I'm not saying the whole year. I'm saying that's the growth part of it. At the beginning of the year, we were letting teams score 50 on us every single game. The last 3 games, we held the team to under 30 points. Now, of course, Georgia, we let them score 35, but it's Georgia. Let's just say under 30 points, because it's Georgia, and they scored 35 on us, not 80. Okay? So, it's showing very, very minor growth. And it's disappointing that we went 1-11. But it's showing very minor growth that I think Charlotte 49ers football fans can at least be just a little bit happy about. Okay? And so let's go ahead and go to the final segment of the day. Here on the Buzz and Roar Show, Crunch Time.
Let's finish it off with a look at this week's numbers and stats for what Ethan calls crunch time.
All right, crunch time here on the Buzz and Roar Show. I was thinking about the Panthers and the Hornets. And, let's go over the Panthers first. I was thinking about it. And if you look at the Panthers' wins, and if you really think, if you really study the wins, of course, we just beat the Rams and we beat the Packers, both of which, at the time that we beat them, were top in the NFC. But if you really look at them, the Panthers, all of their wins So we beat the Falcons week 3. We beat the Dolphins week 5. We beat the Cowboys week 6. We beat the Jets week 7. Then we beat the Packers week 9. And we beat the Falcons week 11. Then we beat the Rams week 13. Then, of course, now it's the bye week. Now, if you look at all of those wins, okay, you will notice something. Go back to the 49ers game for a second. We lost 20-9 on primetime football. Dave Canales called over 20 pass plays and called 6 run plays. That doesn't sound like a very balanced offense to you, does it? The Rams game yesterday. Dave Canales, he called like 50% on both sides. So, I mean, like 50% run, 50% pass, and we beat the best team in the NFC. Possibly literally at the time was the number one favorite to win the Super Bowl. Then let's go all the way back to the Saints. Of course, the 49ers, it was a situation where, Dave Canales, he called too many pass plays and it wasn't balanced. Yesterday, it was really balanced and we won. Then let's go to the Saints. It wasn't balanced. We ran the ball too much. If you look, Bryce Young, there was not that much balanced. He threw the ball too much again. But then if you look at the Packers, it was like almost split down the middle. Okay, so you wonder, if you're a Panthers fan, why does Dave Canales keep switching it up? Why can't he just call a balanced offense every week? And I completely agree with it. I'm not Dave Canales. I'm not his mind either. So I could not tell you. But all I'm saying is this. If Dave Canales sticks to a balanced offense, he calls almost 50% run and almost 50% pass, we can win probably the rest of the season. And that is a big stretch. You're probably like thinking in your mind right now, like, that's a huge stretch. There's no way. But listen, we got the bye week at the perfect time. Let's go ahead and get Trayvon Moehrig back. Let's see if we can get Cade Mays back. Let's see if we can get J.C. Horn back. Those are 3 key pieces. Of course, Trayvon Moehrig's going to be back. He got suspended. But those are 3 key pieces that we need to win these next 4 games. And we get a bye week at the perfect time. We're sitting 7-6. We play the Bucs twice, Saints once, Seahawks once. Let's go over these next 4 games. Saints, we play at them at 4:25 p.m. December 14th. We can win this game, just don't go into the game with the mentality that we are going to whoop them, because that's what happened last time, according to Dave Canales, and we lost. So let's say we win that. Should be decently easy. The Saints are eliminated from the playoffs. Last in the division. We play another division game. Huge division game for the record next week after that. The Bucs. We play the Bucs the next week after that on the 21st. The 21st of December. The Bucs, guess what? Huge division game. We could beat them. The Bucs are were on a tear, but they have lost. Well, they did lose 3 straight. They beat the Cardinals yesterday. They play the Saints and the Falcons. If somehow, they're probably going to win the next 2 games, but if we can beat the Bucs twice, and that is probably not going to happen if we're being honest here, but hypothetically, if we do, that is going to be huge. And then the Seahawks, they're 9-3, but guess what? We just beat a 9-3 team. Okay? And the Rams are arguably better than the Seahawks. The Rams have played better competition for sure. Okay? The Seahawks have played the Steelers, Saints, Cardinals, Bucks, Jaguars, Texans, Commanders, Cardinals, Rams, Titans, Vikings, Falcons, Colts. and then Rams, Panthers, 49ers upcoming. Those are some pretty bad teams. Except for the last 5 games that I mentioned, those are some pretty terrible teams. So we can easily, if we try hard enough, if we go into the game with a balanced mentality, Dave Canales does, we can probably beat the Saints. I ain't gonna say guarantee because we lost earlier on, but let's just go into the right mentality with it. We're gonna beat the Saints. Let's say we beat the Saints. That'll put us 8-6. Hopefully at the time it would be first in the NFC South, but if we're being real here, probably not. Then we play the Bucs at home. That is an at-home game. We play 2 straight games at home, then we go to the Tampa Bay. If we can win 3 out of the next 4 games, which, once again, I've already mentioned is extremely possible, especially with this bye week, it would be a 10-7 record. But then if we can just win another, that's 11-6. We're in the playoffs either way with either of those. Almost guaranteed. Okay, not officially guaranteed, but almost guaranteed. Okay, so you have to think about it for a second. Because I see so many Panthers fans online like, oh, but Dave Canales, he's so inconsistent. I doubt we're even going to beat the Saints. Okay, listen to me, man. I get it's a roller coaster of emotions right now. But we have to. Listen, we have to win these games. And I don't think Dave Canales is going to do it again. Hopefully he won't. So that's how I feel about the Panthers. I'm very happy with the state we're in right now. We're in the perfect position to make the playoffs. And once again, I'm not saying that the Panthers, I don't think the Panthers are going to guaranteed do this. I just think it's very possible. Then the Hornets, and then we're done. Charlotte Hornets, we play the Nets tonight at 7:30. We're on a 2-game winning streak. You know what I noticed about LaMelo Ball? There's 2 things about LaMelo Ball I'm going to mention, and then I'm done. LaMelo Ball, so last game, and this honestly just makes me, as we've talked about, there's trade rumors for LaMelo Ball. This honestly just makes me kind of want to get rid of LaMelo Ball a little more. Because LaMelo Ball, there are some pretty daggone good trade rumors after what happened 2 days ago. Conconnipple at home, we beat the Raptors. That entire fourth quarter, guess what? We came back down, I think it was 10. I think it was a double-digit lead the Raptors had on us in the fourth. We come back, get a buzzer beater to win. Then we win in overtime, all without LaMelo Ball. All without LaMelo Ball. Our 4 rookies were on the court the entire time, and then I think it was Miles Bridges. Actually, no, 3 of our 4 rookies were, and then it was Miles Bridges and Brandon Miller. LaMelo Ball was benched the entire fourth and overtime. If that does not tell you that we can win without him, I don't know what does. Because here's the thing. I was thinking about it earlier, and that just shows our interest in trading him. Okay? And I'm not saying that actually shows that we want to. I'm just saying that shows that Charles Lee is not completely opposed to it. Or the entire coaching staff really is not completely opposed to it. Because if you're down 9, you don't usually just bench your superstar point guard no matter how bad he's doing. But those 2 straight wins we just got, LaMelo only scored. I mean, he's been terrible lately. And so here's this little mock trade that Bleacher Report, not sponsored, just put out there. We would get a package from this. It is a 3-team trade with the Mavericks, the Lakers, and the Hornets. This is not real, by the way. This is a mock trade. LaMelo Ball to the Mavericks. That would be great for the Mavericks, just to put that out there. The Lakers get Klay Thompson and Daniel Gafford from the Mavs. Also great for the Lakers. Then the Hornets, it would be wonderful because you guys know how I've talked about we're trying to get a young team. We already have a really young team. But if we can make it somehow younger and more spread out bench-wise, that's crazy. So how do we do that? Let's just get a little bit of this going. A first-round pick from 2029 unprotected via Lakers from Mavericks. Then we get 4 people. Point guard Gabe Vincent, a great point guard for the Lakers. Forward Dalton Connect, we traded Mark Williams for him a lot earlier on, so I would not be opposed to that. He's also really good. Rui Hachimura, also from the Lakers. He's also really good. Then the starting shooting guard for the Mavericks, Max Christie. Or sometimes starting. I don't know. I don't think he starts every week. But Max Christie, Dalton Connect, and Rui Hachimura. Not only would that spread our bench out, but that would just be absolutely unstoppable. Anyways, that's it for the Buzz and Roar Show. Thanks for hanging out on the Buzz and Roar Show. If you want more sports stuff, from Charlotte to anywhere else that throws the ball, check out my YouTube channel, Buzz and Roar Show, same handle. And hey, if you're already watching this on YouTube, welcome. You're in the right place. If you're listening somewhere else like Spotify, go and hit subscribe on YouTube too. It's the same thing, but with more visuals and less background noise. Hit subscribe, hit that little bell, hit that like button, share with friends, please. This podcast is slowly growing. I think we're at 85 subs. That's pretty daggone good. We just grew like 15 in the past month. Oh my goodness, I just dropped my phone. See you next time here on the Buzz and Roar Show.
Thanks for listening to Buzz and Roar. We talk about sports, all kinds of sports. If you like the show, hit subscribe or follow. We'll be back soon with more stuff to share. Thanks again, and see you next time.